Today I'll be teaching you how to make the sleeve. It's a pretty long sleeve because it's a full length sleeve. I don't even think my camera is going to show the whole picture of it. But let me give you like the measurement. This is the beginning of the sleeve. So I think I made it like 20. So let's see. Yeah. So that's it. I did it up to 20. It's actually a pretty simple sleeve that I made. I made it using just the double crochet. Let me just put it. I think this should work now. So I made it just using the double crochet and the single crochet, and I put some edgings there, so it's pretty simple. So I'll start making the second one now. I'll be using this brown color and this cream color. I have this one remaining from the last one I did, from this first sleeve that I did. So I'll be continuing with that. Let's start working on the second sleeve now. So I'll just make a chain of 57. That was what I did for the first one. So depending on your measurement of the hem part you want to start from, I'm starting from the thickest part of my hem, so I need to make sure it is 13 inches. So I'll just make 57. Actually, I made it a little smaller than 13 inches. So I think I made it like 12 inches for the first one, but I remember that I chained 57 chains for that because I knew it was going to stretch and I didn't want it to be too free and I didn't want it to be too tight. So I'm going to count how many chains I have done now. So I'm currently in the 37th one, so I'll just work 20 more. So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. So 57. I'm going to make a turning chain, which is just one. I'm going to make a turning chain of 2. Sorry, since I'm working double crochet. I'm making my first double crochet in the third chain from the hook. Then I'll make my first double crochet there. So this is going to mark my first double crochet. And then I'll work double crochet all the way across. So I'm just making double crochet in each chain all the way across. So this design is a very simple one and it's beginner friendly. So I'm already at the end of row 1 and then row 2 is just a repeat though. I've gotten to the end of my 57 chain and this is how it is looking. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to chain 2 and turn my work. And then I'll just keep working my double crochet like that. So I'll just keep working double crochet in each stitch all the way across till I get to the end of row 2. That's what I'm going to do all the rows. So currently I've worked my first 10 rows, which is the same as this one. This one beneath has expanded a bit because I've started wearing it already. So I'm going to work the brown part now. So what I'm going to just show you is how I change from this color to the brown color. So what I did was that, so I haven't worked my last double crochet for the 10th row, so I'll just do that. Then I would yarn over the first yarn over, pull through. I've already done that. So instead of pulling out the second time, I won't do that. I will take my brown color yarn that I'll be using, yarn over with my brown color and pull through. So that's how I change my color. So I'll chain 2, turn my work the same way. And what I also do is that I'll cut the tail of this cream color yarn, like so. After cutting it, I love weaving in there on my work. I don't like having many ends to weave in after I'm done. So I'll just start doing my double crochet. I'll make sure the tails are in between. Then I'll just keep doing my double crochet all the way across and making sure that I carry the tail along as I work my double crochet. So that's basically how we're going to do that. And then I'm going to work 20 rows of this brown color, then I'll work 20 more rows of the cream color. That's how I got the full length of my work. So depending on what your full length is, you might work 15 and then you might do 15 of these too. But my own full length is this, so that's what I'll be working. So I'll meet you at the end of the 50th row. This is the full length of my sleeve. This is how it is looking. And then this is the second part of the sleeve. So this is the last round of the second one. And this is how it is looking. Yeah. So basically I'll just do like this and then we are good to go. I decided to mention something. So let me show you. This is like the full length of it. This is really not showing it that well. Let me just do it this way. Okay, so this is it. So when I measured the bigger part of my arm, it was 13. And then when I did the chain of 57, it was 13. But something about crochet is that it could reduce. So now if you look at this, this is more of like a 9.7. That's how it is currently looking, like a 9.7. Although this is not straight, let me just straighten it a bit and measure it again. So yeah, still a 9.7. So if I stretch it now, if I stretch this, this is going to be this stretchy. So because this is a stitch that is super stretchy, if I stretch it now, it's going to give it another shape. And then by the time I measure it, I should have almost 13. So this part, so this is 12. But actually when I wear it, it's going to be more than 12 because it's still going to stretch more than this. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So that's how I'm going to leave my own. This part that I stretch, you can see that it's looking way wider than this other part. But when I stretch this other part too, they're going to be like the same. So basically, that's why I left mine like that. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to do single crochet all the way across. So the way I'm going to do my single crochet is that, so before we start our round, because I'm trying to do single crochet all the way across the length and the breadth of this sleeve so that it will make it easier for me to join. So I'm just going to do single crochet. I'm going to do 3 single crochet in each corner. So for this one, I'll just do 2 first. Then when I'm closing the end, I'll do 1 more there. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to chain 1. After chaining 1, we'll do the first single crochet here, which is this one. This is the first one. I'll put my stitch marker here just to mark that. Then I'll do 1 more into that same hole. So now we've done the first part. Then for each double crochet, I'll be doing 2 inside. So for this one, I'll do 2 inside that. I used to pick the edges instead of just picking one side like this. No, I'll just pick in between the first double crochet by the edge, and I'll do my 2 double crochet there. Then I'll move to the next one. I'll just pick a middle part and then do 2 double crochet inside that all the way across. So I hope we are able to get that. I'm going to do the second one inside this. I'm going to do 2 inside this one. So for each row of the double crochet, we are doing 2 single crochet in them. Then when we get to each corner, we are doing 3 double crochet. I hope we understand that, and I'll meet you at the end of doing all of my single crochet. I forgot to mention making 1 single crochet all the way for the V side. So for this down part of the V, I only need 1 single crochet all the way across. So apart from this side, which is like the length, apart from the length side where we are making 2 single crochet in each double crochet. Apart from that side, the V side, we are making just one all the way across. So I'll just meet you at the end of that. So I'm at the edge now. So I'm just going to do single crochet into this. Then this blue was where we started the single crochet. So I'm just going to do the last one, the last single crochet here. So, and then I'm going to close it. So that's it. After the close, I'm supposed to cut it, but then I would still be needing this thread, so I'll just drag it up like so. Drag it up like so. So this is the result that we have now. This is what we have, just a bit of stretching and everything goes back to normal. So yeah, this is how it should look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join these two parts together. So I'll be using this color of yarn to join them together, just to show you what method I use in joining my piece together. This is like the absolute best. I love using this joint, so I'll just get to it. So I'll be using my stitch marker, this one, and this color of yarn matching with this. I'll just do this, and then I'll just cut enough. I think this should be enough for weaving it in. So I'll start my weaving in from one edge to another edge. So this is like one edge to this edge. So I'm not going to finish this one off. After I get to 4 rows before the ending, which is this, I would be stopping because it's going to be the space for my thumb to enter in, just like this one. Let me show you what I did. Okay, so this is it. I left the space for the thumb here, so that my thumb could enter through that. So this is my thumb hole. So I'll just continue joining. I'll show you how I do that. So basically what you do is that you take the inner part of the V, not the two V's, not the two part of the V, just one part of the V, this one. So from up, then you go down to the next one like that, and then I'll pull it. Then I'll make sure it's remaining a little bit of tail. I'll do that again just to tighten the rope there. So you do that again, and then we should have this. Okay, so now we have this very tight brown. Then the next thing is we're going to go to this next part of the joining. Then we'll take it from the inner part again up, then down the second one, the second thing. I hope we get that. I'll do it a couple more times. I'm just going to move this since I won't be needing it anymore. So just to show me where I would be starting the joint from. So I'll be going to the next. So it's like I work one side, I work the other side, I work one side, I work the other side. That's how you repeat it. And then the next one now, you'll be starting from where you stopped this other one, where you went down. So you go up, then you go down this other way. So you go up here, this next one, up, then down here. So repeat this a couple more times. Don't worry about the brown showing underneath. When I close it off, you won't be able to see the brown again unless like you look very well. So you go up and down like so. This is the tail. So I'm just going to go into this one like that, where this last brown is. then you go up, sorry, you go inside from up like this, then down, you pick the other part of it. So that's basically the repeat of the joint. So you move to the next part, the other part of the journey, up, then down, all the way across. By the time you get the hang of it, you should be able to do it seamlessly. So now what I'm going to do is that I want to close the brown. I don't want it showing like this because it's looking like a zigzag. So what you do is just pull this tail of the joining of the yarn you're using to join. Now just pull it like so. By the time you pull it, you won't be able to see the brown again. So that's basically it. So we can't see any brown unless you turn the work. Then you can see a little bit of brown peeping here, but it really doesn't show. So this is how I do my journey. So I'll meet you by the time we have just 5 rows left. So now I've already marked where my 5th row is. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is it. So this is going to be the last one I'm going to do for this side. Then for this other side, I'll just close this up. Okay. So I'll just drag it to close it to make it tight. So I'm done closing it like this. So I'll just move this. So just tell me where my thumb is going to start. Then I'll just close it well. I'll just take this inside this way because I'm no longer using this brown color. So I'll just take it inside this way and then I'll weave it in. Just weave it in this way. No. Yeah. So that's basically how we are going to weave it in, and then I'll cut it. So I just cut the excess here. So we are done with that part. So this is the joint. You really cannot see any brown peeping out. That's how it is. That's why I love this joint. And this is the end. This is the back. This is the inner part of it. And there is really no brown peeping out except you look very well. Then you can see a bit of the brown color. So now we'll just work the single crochet part of it, which is this part and the edging that I did. So the next thing I'm going to do now is that this is where we stopped, right? So I'm going to do one single crochet after the stitch marker because this stitch marker is like our middle point. So I'm just going to do one single one here, one single crochet there, and then I would mark that. So I'll remove the stitch marker underneath, which is the green, and then I'll put my stitch marker in this single crochet that I just did. So I'll do single crochet all the way across, just one single crochet in each stitch all the way across. So I'll meet you at the end, almost at the end of this round. So this is like our first round, so that will show you how to close the round and move on to the next. So I've gotten to this part where I have my red here. So I'm just going to work one single crochet into this one. I hope we can all see that. Not the chain, there's this one here. So I'm going to work my one single crochet there. And that's going to be the last single crochet that I'll be working. I'll do that. And then go through. That's the single crochet. Then I'll close the row here. Just do this way. So I've closed the round, so I don't need this red under here again. I could just use it to mark my last single crochet. The next thing I'm going to do is that after that I'll just chain one and then I'll work single crochet. I'll work 2 more rows of single crochet all the way across. So after this row I'll work 1 more. So that's going to be the end of the single crochet that we're making for the sleeve at the finger parts. This is the part I'm working on. So I'll just keep working 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across. Then this is second row now, and then I'll meet you at the end of row 3. I've gotten to the last part of the round, the third row. So now I'm just going to make the edges. So I'll be using this other color to make the edging for this. So I would make a slip knot using this light brown and then close it up this way. I'll tighten it up a bit so that it won't be loose. It won't be loose. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1. So I'm going to make a chain 1. After chaining 1, I would be working a backward single crochet. I don't know if there's a name for it, but let's just call it a backward single crochet. So I'll work it into where I'm going to remove the stitch marker from. So this is the way it is done. Instead of working forward like this or turning our work, I would work into this, put my hook. I hope we're getting that. Put my hook into that hole, then pull it out of that hole. So I have 2 loops on my hook. Then I would yarn over, pull through. The same way, put it to the next stitch and then pull it out, pull through the 2. So I'm just going to put a stitch marker here to mark that this was my first backward single crochet. I don't know if there's a name for it, but let's call it that. So I'll do that all the way across. That's the edging that I did. It gets better when you've done like more practice. So just practice. It's like the same as a single crochet, just a backward one. I'm working back. So that's how I'm going to do it all the way across. Then I'll meet you at the end. We will just join it and that's it. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm still working. I'm just going to round this row up. This is the last backward single crochet that I'm doing. So I'll just do this last one. After doing the last one, how I end it is I just drag this up a bit. Then I come to this place where I made the first backward one. Then I'll take this out, put my yarn into that, pull it out like so, then chain 1, then cut my yarn. That's basically all I have to do, and we are done making the second sleeve. I'll just weave in the hands that I have into this back part. The hands. Yeah. Okay. So that's basically how I weave in the hands. Then I cut off the excess. So I still have 2 more tails to weave. So I have the 2 now. So you'll be seeing more of this and like this. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. Basically the same thing.